So I went on a really long hike yesterday, and I think it caused me to have some bleeding. I was like having like really miniature spotting as well. It started off just as you should know. This is about to be TMI. It started off, and excuse my ghetto pillowcases over there. I can't find a pillowcase covers that matches this sheet. My husband took them out the dryer and lost them. Yeah. Anyway, so it started off like it was like ending kind of like brownish, but then it started increasingly become pinkish and reddish throughout the day and get a little heavier, but it wasn't heavy. It was still spotting, considered spotting. And I was having a little pressure at the bottom of my stomach, no cramping though. Um, but I called Jefferson to be like, hey, should I go to the doctor? Should I get checked out? Like, what's up with this? So the girl was like, oh, took my symptoms, like, oh, I have a nurse call you back. An hour passes, and I'm like, what's up? So I was talking to my best friend, and she was like, I think you need to call him back. So I was like, I think so too. So I went to call back, and the lady just made me feel so uncomfortable. She spent like 10 minutes like, well, who did you talk to? And what was her name? And I had like 10 girls on the phones. And like, I don't know who you talked to. And I'm like, it doesn't matter. Like, look at my chart. I called to have a nurse call me back. What's the time frame for that? So she was like, oh, well, I see that she sent it to all the nurses. They'll call you back when like somebody gets time. I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. Because I had my appointment with Jefferson. Just to like get in and be seen because they had the earliest appointment. But I had my last child with Jefferson and had like a horrible experience. So I already have planned on not having my baby at Jefferson in Philadelphia. So I'm like, fuck it, I'll just call Penn. Like, because I have an appointment in July coming up with Penn with a black doctor, which I'm excited about. But it was all the way on July 12th. It's now June, I don't know, 20th or something like that, 21st. I don't know. But it's far from July 12th. Just to see that the cervix is closed and for somebody to feel in my stomach and stuff like that. So I call Penn. A nurse calls me back within 10 minutes of me calling Penn. And she's like, okay, let me discuss your symptoms with the doctor. Then she calls right back and she's like, well, since you're a new patient and we haven't seen you yet, we can't necessarily see you here, but we have a Penn Center down the street. They can see you more immediately than we can, basically. So they, long story short, they don't have an appointment until July 1st for ultrasound, which I was able to call Jefferson and get my ultrasound for the 29th of June, moved up to the 27th. So I think I'm just going to take that. But it's just been a mess. Like, nobody seems concerned, which is, I guess, comforting. Like, everybody's like, oh, well, just, rest and, rest your pelvis, whatever that means. And if the bleeding increases to, like, filling up a pad within an hour, then that's when you go to the doctors or the emergency room. So I'm just like waiting for this to pass and hoping this is passing. I feel like it's passing. I feel like it's just a result of me overexerting myself yesterday. I did go on a 3.5-hour hike. So it's most likely that. We're praying it's that. I'm thinking it's that. But, as someone who lost 2 pregnancies after my daughter, I just want to make sure it's that. So they did also order blood work that they're going to send me the script for by tomorrow so I can go get that done. And she said that should tell them basically what an ultrasound would tell them. So I'm going to go get that blood work done whenever they sent it, and then see from there. But I just want to update you all as I'm eating my Panera kettle cooked potato chips. I'm hungry and just nervous. So I'm eating. But I am hungry, but I'm also nervous. So yeah, that's my little update on that. So overnight, I noticed that the bleeding had picked up, and I started getting a little cramping. So I went back to bed, and I woke up in the morning, and I was like bleeding more.